Hey, yo, what's poppin'? I'm Chad. Welcome to Friday night. We've got 0 people watching. I love that. That's exciting.
Not true. Not true
That's
at all.
not true. We have 6.
It says 0 on my end. Dang it.
It
But
says
anyway,
zero on
1,
mine.
2, 3, 4. Okay.
There are people in the chat already, so
Oh, okay. Well,
I just
awesome.
need to catch
Hey,
up.
John. We got, packed house tonight. Special guests. We got 2 great guys. We're going to be tagging in and out. It's going to be hot tags. And that's it. I'm going to head over to that guy named CWood 19.
Hey, thanks for that, Chad. We're off to a great start here tonight on Comic Core Friday nights. Let's go over that chat before we introduce like all the entire mob of people we're going to have on this show tonight. So first we got the Mastodon Comics and Collecting. What's going on, man? Next up, he was second in the chat, but he's number 1 in the slab community or whatever he is on the census this week. We got TJ Slab Dragon Watson. What's going on, man? Love that guy. He's awesome. Next up, he's got a hairy chest. We got John's Comics with Kids, King Joffrey himself. He had a phenomenal live show earlier tonight with the Boyhood 7 Collects Comics or whatever the tail end of that guy's name is. Boyhood 7 is what I always call him, but had a fun comic gories. Definitely check that out on the rewind if you guys missed it. That one was a lot of fun. We got Comic Man Andy in the chat. Loving him some Punisher, I know that. But what is going on? Andy?
Hey, no doubt about it. Good right rhyme there, Woodard.
Oh, man, he's hiding out. He's sneaking. He's lurking. We got Perry Comics in the chat. And then I think we have a Drew Man shoe sighting. We'll see what we can do about that. But nonetheless, I had to wear the shirt tonight to represent him. And he actually came and ended his live show. I thought we were going to have to go head-to-head there for a second because the Great Legend, man, no one does live like this next guy. What's going on, Great Legend? How you doing?
Man, look at there. There's my man, Orange Cassidy right there, freshly squeezed. But, man, I feel like Orange Cassidy tonight, getting back into that live show scene on Friday nights just like it was 2013, man. It felt good to be back in the saddle again. And we are live tonight on Comic Core. You never know what we have in store when the thing is off the rails. So, man, Woodard, that's what it's all about, man. Now, that ain't me. I don't partake in that.
Shout out to JD.
Yeah, JD Comics. That's what buying a lot of Golden Age books will do to you. But great to be here, Carson. Great to be here, man.
All right, awesome. Next up, she's been killing it on the October video series on cinema figures. And then I think Mark's timer is all messed up tonight. He doesn't have food yet. I don't know what's going on over there. Catherine figures. Mark,
It's in the oven.
what's going on?
It's in the oven right now. Alexa, how much time do I have?
Oh,
You have 30 seconds left on your 13.
30
Yes.
seconds are left. All right. Yeah, I had a few technical difficulties last night because Metrona apparently was knocked out all over my town yesterday.
Oh, wow.
I was
in the oven.
15 minutes time to cancel.
out. But
Skynet's getting to you.
it's fixed. It works. I'm happy. All of my devices work again. It's very awkward.
Comic Core is now sponsored by Alexa, by the way.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's Mark's second wife. It's Alexa.
Hey,
it's the one that
Hey,
he
you're my
prefers.
first wife.
She's the nice one. He doesn't like it when we argue. I'm just saying. He always tells me to be nicer to Alexa. Yeah,
All
but
I'm just glad you guys got working internet tonight. This is already much better. Glad to have you guys here tonight. Next up, he's here. He's alive. We got Midwest Comic Man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing reasonably okay for a dead person, and I had to
You
do
look
it up
great.
because damn, the Great Legend is back.
That's right, man. That beanie looking sharp on you. Now I just got to get the beard a little longer. Compete with JHood, Whitewell, and Midwest.
Nice. Legend, you want to introduce this next bearded guy? You do this guy's intro so much better than anyone else. I'll let you introduce him.
This guy right here, man, the undeniable, undisputed champion of comic book reading everywhere around the world. This guy's got so many stories to tell, and you got to listen so he don't have to yell, which he's not a real loud man. He's real quiet and soft-spoken, but sometimes he may just get a little broken. I know, cheap gimmick rhyme. All right, but, man, we got tonight here the natural White Whale Comics is here. Whitewell, man, how are you doing tonight?
Chilling, man. Happy to be here. Happy to be with all you fellas and ladies, and looking forward to next weekend.
Damn, that's right. We got this Comic-Con coming up. Well, let me give one more announcement because I watched this guy today live. Well, I watched him live, but it was a day after the fact, and I'm talking JHood Creative, man. Great to see you here on the Comic Core. And, man, I really love the video you did because it wasn't your normal run-of-the-mill show these books, show that books, but you gave some information for everyone to use, man. And I'm talking faith, family, and the comics after that, man. JHood, good to see you, man.
Thanks, Legends. Good to be here. I have to say, for a guy that's only had a few videos out, I kind of feel like one of those comedians that get called over to the couch by Johnny Carson, So really thrilled to be here, and thanks for inviting me.
Well, it's great to have you here.
Wait till the end of the hour.
Oh, yeah, things may go off the rails. Carson, who's sitting next to you here with this forest?
Man, Mark must have, I don't know where their oven is in their house, but it looks like Mark had to go really far to get whatever he's going to eat tonight. So I guess, Mark, what's the status update in the jungle over there?
I am eating a pizza, and it is great.
I think Mark broke the internet again.
Did you break the internet again?
Did I?
Mark is frozen in the woods.
You're
my goodness. Serious. Anyway.
Whatever.
I think we got one more person here to introduce, so let me figure this out here. Do the gimmick. Whoops.
I could tag out.
There we go. Drew Manchu, baby.
Oh, there he is.
Baby.
Manchu.
Oh, why did he get to get big?
Yeah, that wasn't creepy.
Oh, look. I get to get big because I get big. Well, now he's big. What the?
Well, he's got a big beard.
Yeah, I used to have a big beard. Those were the days, man. When
I used to have long hair too.
Oh, man.
There's Drew falling into water.
Oh, I was like full hobo style. It was great.
Then you lost a bet.
No, the bet was for the beard, but I cut the hair before the bet. I just got sick of it. It's like too much Pantene, man. The budget for hair care was through the roof.
All right, that's wonderful. Well, anyway, let's get back to this.
You guys want to talk about gluten?
Oh, no, I got my finger on the mute button tonight. We got Rob Worst in the chat. What's going on, man? Rob Worst, he's another up-and-comer in the community. Definitely check out his live stuff. He's got an awesome show going on over there. We got Exploding Earth Comics saying, hey, all, how you doing tonight? We got Centauri Stir-Fry says, so much energy in this group. A little jealous. I guess I'm only drunk, Jack Wagon, falling over short boxes. Yeah, I don't recommend storing those on the floor, but good luck to you, sir. Glad to have you in the chat tonight. And then we still got, I think I saw Bad News Barrett somewhere in the chat. Yep, there he was earlier. I forgot to click. There he goes. Did Mark break the internet? Fortunately, it appears that way. But actually, we'll bring him back here in a second. All right. So I guess
are we talking about gluten? I got some thoughts about gluten.
Oh, you should have been here last night, man. I went off on gluten for about a half hour.
Yep, it happened. I never seen. Like I said, Tony Schiavone always, when in the WCW, would always be like, that NWO, they're the lowest point in the history of our sport. It was kind of like that moment. But anyway,
White Whale and I are going to form a new channel, Gluten Core.
I picked Dr. Doom. It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it's not written by Dan Slott though. But I give this book a thumbs up. I reviewed it on the Unlimited the other day. Other than that, Buffy was great. Hellmouth crossover. Batman's Grave was and then we had Veronica Mars meets Harley. So that kind of is rapid fires my picks of the week. Drew, what all did you read this week?
Oh man, Powers of X #6. Just like, come on, man. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Like, name a comic book that's better than that, and I'll call you a liar.
Like in the history of comics, or this?
In the history of comics.
Power of X. I can just easily grab something from Modern Men.
Not quite as good, buddy. Sorry.
Well, what about this?
No, you're wrong.
Oh, yeah,
good.
Choose pretty good. It's probably better.
It's not Hickman level. Sorry, it's not.
Okay. Paul, did you get a chance to read anything this week? Uh-oh. He's muted.
Paul.
No, I was dead until about an hour ago, so.
Yeah, like what kind of October meme did we use to bring Paul back to life?
I'll tell you what, Drew. Don't make me go downstairs and pull out my black hammer, though.
Ooh, that Black Hammer.
Wait, what? Black
For
Hammer.
being better than Power of X.
It's good, man. It's not as good as Power. It's not nearly as good as Hickman's X-Men. I'm sorry, it's not.
Thank you, Andy.
Oh,
wanna
there you
hear
go. There
From the
you go.
natural.
Jeff
What'd you get a
freaking
chance
Smith.
to read this week,
Bone.
Alec?
What's that?
Hickman's X-Men gives me a bone.
What'd you
Yeah.
get a chance to read this week, Alec? What's your
this,
pick of the
This
week?
is the only thing that you needed to read this week.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was, like for 12 issues, they crushed it. And there's always that concern. It's like you're gonna blow it at the last second, but nope, they hit a walk-off grand slam.
Nice.
I think I was the only one in the history of the internet that called that ending too. If you go back and you watch my reviews, I do say like at one point I was like, oh yeah, that was her sixth life. It had to be. The future's probably her sixth life.
Did you hear my bold prediction about who the Red King is?
No. Who do you think the Red King is?
Kitty Pryde.
As a king? Wouldn't just call her the queen?
It's 2019, man.
I guess you're right. I'm not allowed to ask people what bathroom you're going into anymore.
Those fracking Cylons, man. That's all I know. I haven't read the whole thing yet. I'm waiting for the hardcover.
Honestly, I think I think it might be somebody that we don't know yet. Like I think it might be Sunspot. Did you see the foreshadowing variant?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sunspot's kind of sitting on a throne, getting worshipped by the Shi'ar.
I did see that.
Well, who better to put on the council than somebody who has the Shi'ar wrapped around his finger?
Fair.
Maybe.
Quick, everyone go to eBay and buy Sunspot first appearances.
Look,
I'm
John,
doing it right now.
John's
Sun
comments
Pirate.
for kids need to understand that I don't have to be humble. With greatness comes a lack of humility. Lack of humility. No responsibility or humility. And I got a great grasp of comics history, and it's just like nothing's come up that's nearly as good as this in recent memory. Like Watchmen is like the only thing like on its level, in my opinion.
Well, if my memory serves correct, your damn turn is freaking over. So what else did some of y'all read on the panel?
Drew,
You know
breaking
what?
that full of shit meter.
It don't matter
almost
what
immediately.
y'all read.
Wait a minute.
I got mute buttons
solve this
too.
problem.
You
What you got there, Legend? Oh no.
got it muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
No, I'm not.
There you are.
Gotta go unmute myself. No, Chad, it's make my screen big. Don't mute the messenger, my friend. That's what I'm talking about. Vinnie Mac. Gotta need him some Bruce Pritchard sitting with him in the gorilla position. But what I loved about this, there was a crazy thing. I was reading this to my son. We were laying in his bed. Sometimes he has a hard time going to sleep, so we'll read books in there. And he wanted me to read some original Captain Marvel to him. So this was from issue number 2 of the 70s run by Denny O'Neil. CC Beck on the artwork. And what was so crazy and insane about this book, after I read the story, so it wasn't a synchronicity moment, but it was kind of a moment that I was thinking in my head. He goes, St. Louis, it's a fine city, beautiful, and the birthplace of many great men, statesmen, even writers. So then I scratched my head. I was like, damn, I don't know where Denny O'Neil's from, but that'd be kind of cool if he was from St. Louis. And Denny O'Neil was from St. Louis. So they got the arch right there, and Mr. Mind's going to be blowing up everything to the west of the arch. Then he's going to come back and blow up everything to the east of the arch. But what was cool about this thing, not the story, but I got on Facebook after I read this book, to see what my friends were doing and all that kind of stuff. And the first status update was my old high school buddy, Jacob. And where was he? Took a picture right by that arch. He was in St. Louis. So I read a book, Shazam, random shit. Denny O'Neil's from St. Louis. He said that in the book, of course. And then I get on Facebook, and the damn first thing on the top of the damn feed I see is my friend in St. Louis at that moment in time. Shit, are you kidding me? That shit only happens to the great legend. That's some weird synchronicity right there. But that's the only thing I read that was any importance, because honestly, I didn't pick up any new books this week because I only spend about $20 to $30 a month on new books, and none of my books came out this week. So stay tuned for next week's Comic Core. Maybe I'll read a more modern book.
All right, I've been digging the your Blackest Night recaps too. Those have been a lot of fun. You did those on your channel earlier, so
I do those on
Makes me
Instagram.
wanna read it again.
I'll put a couple of those on Instagram. So make sure you follow me on Instagram at rdowdy95. Because when a book really speaks to me when I'm reading it or whatnot, and the cool thing is, I hope every to each their own. But this is my iPad here, and what I'll do is I'll screen cap normally the cover of the book that I'm reading, and then I'll just like immediately put it into the Instagram. So it's really easy, really cool, and it lets other people know some of the cool stuff that I've been enjoying. So hopefully they can enjoy the same stories too.
Awesome. Next up, it looked like Kat had a bunch of books to show off. What you got there, Kat?
Really, Mark? Okay. So
Mark's expanding his brand.
At least he's wearing a great shirt.
Yeah, he is. So first off, I'm on the fence if I like this book or if I hate this book. Because I feel like I would like it more if it weren't about these two characters. Honestly, I don't understand why it's Harley. I feel like they could have just created a brand new character or used any number of other characters. But, I mean, the artwork throughout is gorgeous. And it's kind of bothering me how pretty it is at moments. It almost just looks like I'm looking at stills from a film for a lot of it. And it's kind of bothering me, but I kind of enjoy it. I'm really torn with that one. I feel great. It is definitely Harley meets Veronica Mars.
I flipped through that one at the store, and I considered it, but I put it back. But yeah, it just seemed like the art looked realistic, but somewhat stiff. Like you said, it's just almost near photographs almost.
Yeah. One book that I read through that I love is Year of the Villain Joker. So John Carpenter actually wrote it. Pretty awesome story. Basically, we start off with the Joker escaping from Arkham, and he's taken a number of the inmates with him, and he's marked them as various cards. And it's him and I believe it's the Six of Hearts that are just running around. And at one point in time, they go and they actually buy a Batman and Robin costume and decide that they're going to be heroes. But their idea of being heroes is actually going after some guy that's walking his dog. And then Joker screams, "Watch out, Ward! He's got a gun!" So he shoots him, and then the dog's barking at him. He's like, "The dog's got a gun too!"
Cat,
they shoot the dog.
Cat, I really enjoyed this book because of the last 3 pages.
It's kind of spectacular.
I mean, honestly, it was a page, panel for panel of Jason's death, right?
Yeah. The last bit right there where you are actually seeing the fantasy of any Robin lived out according to the Joker. You know, where he's getting beaten with the crowbar, kind of spectacular. The moment that I really loved is right before that, where the Joker takes his Batman mask off and puts it on his whatever, and he puts it on, and he's choking him right then, and you just see the Joker mumble harder. So it's a little funny, it's a little disturbing there, but definitely enjoyed it. 2 other books that I picked up, Batman's Grave. Haven't had a chance to read it yet. We'll see. We shall see. And Loki, issue 4. I'm currently loving this run on Loki, and I picked up the Mary Jane. So this is a Jen Bartel variant. I thought it was gorgeous. So excited about that. But that is what I picked up from my shop, other than my Midtown orders, which who knows when they'll show up.
All right.
Chad, what in the world is going on in that background there?
It's a strip club.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, we're going to get demonetized anyway, so what the hell?
It's a South Park strip club, though.
It is a South Park strip club.
So I think it's okay.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah, only one way to figure it out. But what I want to know is, JHood, did you get a chance to read anything this week?
I did. I don't go to the store regularly, but I did happen to go today, and I'm a bit behind. I read the first several pages of Powers of X #5, so I've still got the last essentially 3 issues of that to get through. But oddly enough, I read The Killing Joke again last night, and I'm going to be on Gotham City Chronicles in a few weeks with JP and Comic Books NYC, and we're going to go over this. So I've just kind of got a head start, read through it, and really kind of tried to really key in on some of the real sharp storytelling that we see in the book. So yeah, it's been years since I've read it.
Yeah, nice. Unfortunately, I slabbed mine. I really do want to reread it, though. It's a great story.
I don't like that.
What?
I don't like that.
You don't like it?
You don't like The Killing Joke?
No, I like The Killing Joke. I don't like what's going on up there above you.
You don't like slabbing?
Oh, I'll change it.
There's some slabbing going on in that strip club.
But hey, before we continue to ask,
I literally all I did was I downloaded. I said typed in South Park GIFs, and that's the first one that came up. Super easy to fix. It's called. I just gotta. Well, sorry. Go ahead.
We'll just do this real quick. There we go. Yeah, that works. Anyway, we'll get back into this chat. I got some questions for Mr. JHood Creative down here after we visit this chat. We got Helping YouTube Channel Shout Out Show 24/7. What is going on? Happy to see you back in the chat tonight. We also had the comic book G-Spot Galvin. What is going on, man? He's been killing it on the live streams himself recently. I believe it's 1 a.m. Eastern my time, Saturday night / Sunday mornings is when he goes live with his main live show. So definitely check him out. If you can't stay up that late, definitely check him out on the rewind. We still got Terry Stir Fry in the chat. We got Rob Worst in the chat. What is going on? And then the other group. Let's see. Everybody. All right. All right. So JHood Creative, if you guys hadn't checked out his channel, just started making videos, but he's been in the community for a minute. Definitely check out this guy's channel. He's been having some awesome videos. But before I ask any questions, I just want to give you a chance to plug your contest you got going on. So what's this contest all about you got?
Yeah, basically I'm celebrating 100 subs. So it's great when you can. Yeah, I've been floating around the community for a while, and only 2 essentially posted videos in. I've already got 100 subs, so it's something to celebrate, right? So what we're doing is I'm going to have a drawing, and I'm asking the YouTube comic book community to create a video. I want to see a video where you talk about your all-time favorite comic books, and not like storylines or trade paperbacks. I'm talking floppy, old-school comic books. And so just basically subscribe to my channel, do a video. If you're not a YouTube content creator, just leave a comment in that but my second video, and just leave a comment of what your 5 favorite comics are and why. And so I'm going to have 2 drawings. The video tier will be a little bit more deluxe prize-wise than the comment tier, but the prize is going to be what I'm calling a JHood curation. So I'll go and watch the winner's content and see if I can put together a prize pack that will appeal to them.
That's so cool.
Won't necessarily be, if all I see is Spider-Man, I'm not going to send more Spider-Man books because maybe you already got them. But maybe I see something there while I'm like, yeah, I see what you like there. I know something kind of like that you might like. So I'm going to put stuff together like that. I've got a huge collection of autographed comics, so I'm going to throw an autographed comic into each prize pack. And the YouTube channel prize pack will get a sketch cover by me, and then the comment winner will get probably a sketch card. So
That is so cool. I mean, actually, that's one of the most creative contests and the way to determine a prize. That's awesome, man.
He's earning his name.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
touche.
Well, I thought that's what you were doing.
Wasn't even thinking that.
You could have just taken it, man.
Give credit where it's due.
So, yeah, the whole idea of I want to see everybody's favorite comics is I think we're all kind of on the search for other new comics, cool comics that we haven't come across yet. So hopefully we'll see some gems out there. And I'm not expecting for everyone to have Keys as their 5 favorite comics. It might be something more obscure. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the results are.
Man, even I can't. I'm going black screen tonight because TJ doesn't like it. Everybody doesn't like my backgrounds. I'm just.
What happened to Dancing Pumpkin Man?
Oh well, yeah. I gotta find that. Dang it! Like I'm packing everything up right now, currently for Baltimore.
Digitally?
Packing up all of his files.
What is that?
That's
What's
Generation X.
Generation
One.
One.
That's
that
a
is awesome.
foil cover right there, and a 9.8, which is almost impossible to get. Those things crease so damn easily. They are dinged up so easily. A 9.8 is a fantastic score on that grade, sir. Fantastic.
Good for you.
And I showed it because it's one of my favorite comics.
Yeah. I heard you like Jubilee.
I do.
I really like that run myself, Alec. I think
That-
we've got some kindred spirits
That
intertwining on that one. I really love those costumes.
Wait, we agree on something?
I like Chamber, man. Jonah is one of my favorite characters.
But
Yeah.
that artist
First appearance.
he puts a frog in every issue that he draws. Did you know that?
Chris Buckle?
This is going to be one of my 5 picks.
I like. I think
Let's pick
Boxler's
that
really
up.
come into his
Really
own
nice.
lately, but I really enjoy his early work too.
So JHood, before we're gonna jump over to Alec here in a second about his picks, but you said something that you were gonna do a hand sketch. Can we see some of your artwork?
Sure. I have worked in the comic industry before for independent companies. So I'm just going to show a few examples of that. But the first piece I ever colored, I was a colorist, and I kind of always aspired to be a full-time artist, but got to the point where just overcoming drawing a page a day for anyone, it's a little scary. So I backed away from that dream. But the first book I ever colored was for Trent Kanuga. He went on to work in the video game industry. But he was a local kid. He was 18 or 19 years old when I was right out of college. So I did a bunch of work with him. And that was for Hall of Heroes Publishing, which is actually right here in our hometown. And this was back in the mid-90s. And he really got a good basis of talent working with him. Trent was very McFarlane inspired. And I think everyone will know this name. So this is the second piece, or the second issue ever created by Ethan Van Sciver. Cyberfrog #2.
Oh, awesome.
I got to color that for him. Kind of a funny story. The two other artists, Trent and Matt Martin, was the third guy that was in this kind of group. They were talking about how they always like to get hate mail from each other, and they were publishing hate mail from their buddy artists in their books. So they said, yeah, you should send some hate mail to Ethan. So I sent a piece of hate mail written on a piece of toilet paper, and I never heard from him again. I think he thought I was being serious, and it was a bad career move, but it was cool to be able to say I worked with someone like that. And for you Turtle fans, Trent was able to team up and do a Turtles team-up book. And they had 2 covers, and this is the alternate cover by Peter Laird.
Nice.
So I got to color Peter Laird, and of course, cool turtle action.
Calabunga.
So we've got
Oh,
a local comic shop is Buy Me Toys, and they publish their own book. So this is a cover that I drew, inked, and colored for him, and I did some coloring here and there for those guys. Local creators put a book together several years ago. This is probably around 2000 or something like that, and I've got a 10-page story in here. I don't have a big library of published, just purely me drawing storytelling. My latest work in coloring was for another local guy who happened to move away. He's a good friend of mine, but he and his brother, they had the means to be able to pay artists, and they paid Pat Broderick of Batman and Captain Marvel fame to draw their book for him. So he drew a couple issues. I was able to color that. That's pretty cool. But the technique I used for this art was started with a photostatic or a photographic process. So we would photograph the line art on this clear film and then also on paper. So I would do all the coloring on the paper copy, and then once you overlay the film back over it, it does a great job of restating the artwork. And this is back before, or right around the time, I should say, that computer coloring started becoming popular. Image had just been started a few years before this, so this was kind of still the old school way of getting that real tonal quality to the coloring. So I've got pages and pages of this original art that I need to post to Instagram and see if I can start moving some of it.
That's very cool.
Awesome. That's really awesome, man.
So, I mean, are you still in? Are you still in there? Are you still in in the industry?
No, not so much anymore. And it's not that I'm, not that I don't want to. Just other opportunities have come my way that I've taken advantage of. There's another piece I colored for over Ethan Van Sciver. I think somehow I ended up with this original art. I need to return that to him, but I think I've still got that page stashed away somewhere. And then this is the other kind of known artist that I was able to color. This is Steve Bissett.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that Swamp Thing?
The book was this is published through Hall of Heroes back in the day, and I think the book is called Bog. But yeah, very Swamp Thing influenced. But there again, you can see how the airbrushing kind of covered the line art, and how the overlay kind of restates everything.
Oh man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
my dream was always to be like either the next novel cover artist like Frank Frazetta or Boris Vallejo. This was one of the variant covers I did for Creed, where I just did a painting right over Trent's pencils. We also did a line art and colored version of this as well. But let's see what else I got here. I did this as a promo piece for myself years and years ago.
Oh man, that is cool.
Whoa,
nice.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Awesome.
And then this is I just happened to uncover this. This is a college piece from back in the day. So
Oh yeah, Boba.
Wait, that's a paint. You painted that?
Yeah.
Shut up! I thought that was a photo.
I've always loved to do realistic work.
Holy shit, that's really good.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that.
So
I'm a huge Boba Fett guy. Except for my mom took my Boba Fett away from me when I was a kid because I kept on shooting it up my nose.
And now he shoots all kinds of other stuff up his nose.
The reason I don't do as much comic book work is because in my day job, here's another piece I did. So my day job is to design model kits, and I actually designed this model kit from whole cloth. So, and in this case, I also do the packaging, the instructions, and if there are decals involved, I do that too. So,
did you do the model though?
I designed it, and I'll show you a photo of that in a minute.
Oh,
I did all the box art for this.
That's really cool.
And this is what the model looked like.
Oh, very cool. Oh, it's even got the Sentinel head. That's awesome.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's
so
dope, man.
the way that the process for this stuff goes is, in a case like this, I do a control drawing of what I want the model to be. I do turnaround drawings. Give that to a sculptor. In this case, it was Eric Sosa, who had worked. I don't think he'd worked for a Sideshow. He might have done work for them since then. But when I think he was doing stuff for what's the other guy that was doing a bunch of this, pretty much started the whole statue craze. Randy Bowen. So he was doing work for Randy Bowen back then. So I worked with him on, I think, 3 different projects like this. So we don't do as many figures anymore, but we do a lot of spaceships, Star Trek, including like the new Star Trek Discovery series, but old school Star Trek too. And then show from the 70s, people my age remember Space 1999.
Yeah.
So we do stuff for that. So in a case like that where I'm designing the box art, so I kind of am able to hire myself as an outside illustrator, and so when we do a car kit, stuff like that.
So who do you draw inspiration from? Like what current artists? I mean, I'm assuming since you're like in more realistic, you're a big Alex Ross fan.
Yes and no. I mean, I don't want to say he's played out. He's a master at his craft, but I've seen a lot of his work. I'm not as excited as I was when he was doing like Marvels and Kingdom Come, of course. But for my current work, I'm more inspired by the guys that did old school model kit box art.
Oh, very cool.
Because that's kind of what we're doing. This is the latest piece I did.
I gotta see this.
And so this was for Space 1999. See if I can navigate the camera here.
That's awesome.
Hey, I got a hot tag for Legend.
That's crazy detailed.
Yeah, so I think I've done 4 or 5 of these now, and I've come along. Well, let's put it this way. I did a lot of comic work over the years, and so I wasn't doing this fully painted work stuff for a while. So it's been, when I first started doing this a few years ago, it's probably been 15 or 20 years since I had put paint on board, with a brush. I'd done a lot of all the comic book stuff that I'd done more recently was all computer colored. But so this is why I started listening to YouTube and getting involved in the community, because I wanted something in the background. Music's okay, but there was one project where I spent probably 100 hours on a painting, and I was listening to The Great Legend. I was listening to TiVo on Lords of the Long Box. JHood was around back then. So I remember the day when I was like, man, there's nothing to listen to tonight. And now we got, shows all the time. But back then there might be guys would have live shows 1 or 2 nights or something like that, or post regularly.
You're taking it back in time on the rewind. Remember the old comic book round table? We had some Captain Comet, some Howler Mouse, some Hippies collectibles, man. Those were the days back then.
Yep. So yeah.
Oh, you know what? TJ Slabdragon wants a JHood. He wants to see that Godzilla you had on your channel.
Sure.
Damn, that thing. I could just hear that. Then blue stuff out. Look at this.
Let's click on his screen.
Oh, that's dope.
That's awesome.
It's just a throwback. It's beautiful. It reminds me of those 1950 style movies.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, to me, is that work you're doing for a model or for a box, or is that just a piece that you've done for any particular reason? Because to me, it looks like a Godzilla figure sitting right there in a real world setting. It doesn't so much as to me look like Godzilla, the guy in the suit. It looks like an action figure, and that's the Godzilla I love, because I was never a Godzilla fan of the movies. I didn't.
Oh, you missing out, man.
Legend, let me tell you, man. Like, I had this Godzilla figure. Like, I had a couple of figures that I remember for when I was like 3-4 years old. Mm-hmm. I remember this Godzilla figure before I knew what the hell Godzilla was. I was a Godzilla fan. I'm people are like, "Oh, what's your favorite Godzilla movies?" my favorite Godzilla movie is the one I made up in my head when I was 4 years old playing on the carpet. You know, that's my favorite Godzilla.
And those were good movies too, because you can have your Godzilla just attacking all your other little figures,
attacking my die-cast Mego Hulk. That was the other one. And I tell you what, man, that's what I'm looking for in Baltimore. I'm looking for that die-cast Mego Hulk because I can't find that fucker anywhere.
Well, hopefully you'll find it. But I tell you, man, when I see that Godzilla, I think of the old school like posters that would be in a 1950s like movie theater, and and then of course having the title and the players of those movies. But my older brother loved all of those original Godzillas, Mothra,
King Ghidorah on there too,
the Mech Godzilla or whatever. Freaking awesome.
But Drew, to answer your question, the paintings I just show are all used for box art.
Yeah, so that's okay. And when I look,
can you put that up again?
To me,
yeah,
it looked to me like a toy. Not, I mean, like photorealistic version of a toy. You know what I mean? But it looked like, okay, this is. I want to hold this in my hand and not so much like look at it on the screen. But yeah, that's totally dope, man. I freaking dig that.
So the space over here I've got drawn in Rodan will get painted in.
Oh yeah, and I can see it. You couldn't see it from the glare, but yeah.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, this will be used for three different kits. So, but one big painting. And once this is done, it'll be available for sale for anybody that wants it. Just get in touch with me.
There you go, Robert Galvin. Once it's all done, send him that offer, man. All right, there we go.
Hey, we got to ask Alec. Alec, what was your pick of the week?
Oh, I already said it.
Oh, I was. Everybody booted me.
It was the X.
It was Pocket Six because it's the end of the best story that's ever existed.
All right,
one thing I
didn't say that, but
one thing I could say about the X
storyline
storyline is when I look at a lot of the current videos of people's reviews, everyone is loving all of the reviews of the House of X and all the other X gimmicks. So that it's got to be pretty good if everyone's talking so much about it, and they're talking more about the powers of X than that absolute carnage stuff.
Yeah, by far. But
people love
it's a matter of. It's all a matter of opinion when you talk about, what you think of these books and what you think of the series that are coming out. I really enjoyed Absolute Carnage in a lot of ways. The one thing I did, Kat, now that you're back on here at the same time I wanted to ask you, you had some issues with the Joker Harley book, right? What did you think about Harleen?
Harleen, I kind of loved at moments. The art was gorgeous in both books.
Right.
And it's not even that I necessarily have an issue with this book. I just feel like a lot of this is not Harley for me. I feel like a lot of it feels like a completely different woman to me. It's not Harleen Quinzel. It's not Harley Quinn.
That's an interesting point because, like, from the impetus of the Black Label, it was kind of like, oh, we're going to let creators do what they want with characters. So, but they haven't been doing that. So that's why it's so jarring. But if they've been doing that from the beginning and just taking characters and just doing whatever they wanted with them, like maybe it would have been okay.
I think that they have been in a way. I think that the whole Black Label thing is kind of marred by the Batwang fiasco. That caused a lot of publicity that DC handled terribly.
How about this?
But I think with
Batman, you can't look at Batman Dan and say that's not Batman.
Let me tell y'all something real quick. The Black Label, Harleen. Do you feel it's more like trying to be reality based? Now, this is kind of a thing that
now with Harleen, I didn't see that. I think I didn't read this Joker Harley, but everybody seems to think that it's more of a realistic take on it, and they're looking at it through a different lens, and that's cool. It just didn't appeal to me. But Harleen is something that I wouldn't have thought would have appealed to me. And I picked it up and I was like, you know what? Yeah, it looks, the art looks good. I'll pick it up. I'll read it. I'll give it a shot. And surprisingly, I really, really, really enjoyed it. I think that Harleen is probably the best that the Black Label's been so far. If you discount Curse of the White Knight and White Knight, which were not Black Label to begin with, but have become Black Label. I think that Paul Snyder,
the New Frontier is the best.
New Frontier is being labeled Black Label as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I totally disagree
I
with
still
them
think Curse of the
rebranding
White
all
Knight
that
is
stuff
better.
as Black Label.
I think Curse of the White Knight is better than New Frontier.
One thing I want to say about this
New
is like
Frontier was beautiful artwork.
Yeah, sure it was, but I think the Sean Gordon Murphy artwork was
where's
better.
Carson? God damn it, where are you?
I'm back,
All right.
legend.
All right, so here I want to say this. You know, you got the Harleen, you got the Black Label. What did little kids used to watch when they were little? They watched High School Musical. Adults didn't have High School Musical. So what did the adults make for themselves? They made something called Glee. So as kids, we were reading all these kick-ass stories. And then we became adults. And now these DC folks, these
And instead we're watching Glee?
well, that's what most of the adults
I was
do.
more of a cop rock kind of guy.
So, like in a video I watched called "Unpopular Opinion," not a Joker movie review.
watched
You
that
get
one.
you get this
that video? I'll
you
watch
get
that
the
video.
JHood creatives thing about this. You know, where they're trying to make these, you know, the comics that we love. They're trying to like make them all adult and stuff. Now, of course, they're still good, but I mean, like. Sometimes I just want to laugh and read a good Popeye story. You know what I'm saying? I don't need all this realistic because I go to realistic. I turn on CNN and I'm tired of seeing that big ass freaking stupid idiot on there and all the crap that he's doing in the White House. I don't want to read about him.
But you know what we want to do?
Stuff.
You know what we do want to read about a little bit? Let's read some of those comments over in the chat.
Damn. All right. Well, you can see what up here.
I learned. So we got Bear Island still hanging out with us. We got Comics Misexplained. What is up, Joe Ryan Comics? Vu Hung is hanging.
Flying Joe Ryan, baby.
And TJ is still hanging out with us. Chris Barrett is always around. Rob Worst, thank you for hanging in there tonight. This is, again, Off the Rails, the week before Comic Corp. I'm sorry. I just renamed Baltimore. I renamed
Baltimore Comic Corp.
Hey, Chad, do you get the joke behind you?
She's gonna bite.
The Off the Rails?
No, she's not.
Yeah.
You missed the other one earlier. I wanted to make sure you got that one.
She might bite you though.
But I do want to pay somebody some credit.
You pay me.
The community is awesome, and I've been going through some stuff personally, and you guys have been awesome to pick me up, and I want to tell you guys thanks. But one of the most talented people out there who if you guys haven't read Alex's stuff in the past, this dude knows he is writing some awesome shit, and I just want to tell you I think your stuff's really, really, really good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, what was the script you sent me?
Who, I sent you a script?
No, Alex sent the script.
I sent you that was for an adult film that you weren't supposed to talk about.
No, not that script. I read every word, all 7 words of that script. I'm going to tell you that third thing. I'm not sure I know what it is, Chad. You're going to have to show me. But Alex, you sent the script to me for the issue 1 of the new series you were working on.
Yes.
Have you gotten more done on that? Have you moved forward with any other scripts or just you can say no.
All of the above. It's being in the process, but
yeah, because I thought that was a really nice start, really nice setup. So
can I ask you a question since you read it too?
Yes.
So we're gonna pretend you're not here, Alec, for 1
I
second.
was gonna say, this is gonna be incredibly boring for the chat, but go ahead.
Who do you cast as a lead? I was playing it as a movie in my head.
Who do I cast as the lead?
Yeah, so I'm thinking.
Now here's the thing: you don't want to cast somebody who's too young, right? But you also don't want to cast somebody who's too old because he's got to have a little bit of that, little bit of a sense of adventure left in him. I would say you want to go more Star Wars Han Solo and not a Force Awakens Han Solo. So, but the first thing that jumped to my mind was what's his name from the True Detective and the damn car commercials? The guy, Matthew McConaughey. I thought Matthew McConaughey, and that was like
good one.
That might be too Interstellar. So maybe go with somebody a little bit younger. But
I went the opposite direction. I went a little older. So I went with the guy that played the Rookie. He was
Jesus, that's gonna stick in my head.
Fillion.
His son, who is it?
Nathan Fillion.
Not Nathan Fillion.
No. The guy that his son is Huey in The Boys.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
He was the
escaping my brain.
He was the quarterback in Any Given Sunday. Not Jamie Foxx, but the other one.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. Yeah, that's it.
Best on Comics Collecting.
Now,
Yeah.
what were your thoughts on that? Why? Well, you think that he would have been younger or older or more grizzled, less grizzled?
I pictured him as like a grizzled 50-something.
50-something? Okay. I was thinking like late 30s would probably be like the...
I mean, he could be.
Yeah.
Somebody more like me.
Gotta put asses in the seats, so.
Yeah, you got to get somebody kind of pretty.
So you need me.
No. No.
Joe Ryan Comics says Bernie Mac. I believe he's deceased. Rest in peace.
Mr. 3000.
We need Channing Tatum playing you, Chad.
Exactly. Yes, thank you.
And he just needs to take his shirt off like every scene. It needs to be in his contract.
I'm
Definitely get the girls in there.
Please don't take your shirt off, Chad.
I'm tagging Carson in now because I'm really happy about it.
We got to get somebody dead to play Paul.
Bernie Mac.
Paul.
Yeah, it's true. Paul, I'm so glad to see you. It's like I thought you were really dead for a minute.
It's been a near thing.
I want Amelia Clark.
Paul, how you been? What's new in the world of
I know.
Midwest comic, man? How you been, man?
Just plugging along. I haven't had time to do much of anything. I haven't even been.
I wish he was dead. Oh, sorry.
You look great, Paul.
You look
Ignore
awful.
him.
You fucking have the plague or something.
Chad,
Remove from
do
stream.
we need to
button.
have another family meeting?
I call family meeting.
He knows I'm just messing with him, or am I?
Apologize.
I'm sorry. I gotta
Right here.
Okay.
Drew,
I
Drew-
don't see your face on a shirt.
Oh,
I designed the fucking shirts.
Yeah,
Look, JD and Paul.
So, JHood, do you often go to cons?
Yeah, not so much anymore, but historically, I've been to a ton of them. My first one I went to was probably like 1989 when they still had the Chicago Comic Con before it was Wizard World.
Oh, okay, very
But,
cool.
Yeah, I just went to the Indiana Comic Con a month or so ago.
Carson, you went to that, didn't you?
Yeah, I went on Friday.
Yeah, I was there on a Sunday.
So,
But yeah, I go to about one a year.
Okay.
There were times when I was going like 2 or 3 a year though.
Cat's poster right here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Alec, what are you looking forward to most of?
We'll get that out of there before the
Baltimore.
pet shows up.
Just
You
let
know,
me
you
know.
find folks.
Yeah, don't get too close to Drew. He's got herpes.
I would not think of it.
I'll tag him back in.
So he can defend himself.
Look, I'm just going to
Is
say,
that
less you
super?
think of my herpes, the better. That means I don't have to think about it either.
Words to live by.
All right, we're gonna get into this chat here real quick because there's some good people in here. We got Comic Man Andy says he is full of gravy and love, and then Bear Island says I am unpleasantly plump, but I'm working on it. So people are having
Working
some
on
weird
being more pleasant
conversations.
or less
And
plump?
Rob Worth says plump and Bear. What in the world's going on in this chat? This is crazy.
I'm a little
TJ the
hot.
Slab Dragon says, "Is Keith Richards available to play Paul?" So we got a fun chat tonight, and we also got Joe freaking Ryan in the chat. What is going on, Joe? Hadn't had a chance to say hi to
He's
him
dropping
yet.
JC.
Or Mr. Gone Too Soon himself, Comics Mist Explained. Had a really fun time chatting with him on Comic Core Unlimited on Wednesday, and the Mastodon, he's still in there. So a lot of people talking about how plump they are. There you go. Thank you, chat. And
Can
there's
they just go with thick?
more gifts.
Can they just go with thick?
Oh,
Oh, and we got Ben
Thick
Compton in the
Tucci's.
chat. What's going on, Ben?
how plump are you, Ben Compton?
And he just tuned out. All right, see you, Ben. Have a good night, buddy.
People
Anyway.
scaring people off.
Hey, Chad, are we supposed to be talking about Baltimore? Did we have like a thing we're supposed to plug tonight or
Yeah,
something?
let's plug some things.
Let's get Chad back in here.
Okay. I think she's having a
Yeah,
nightmare.
we are supposed to talk about Baltimore. Paul, I'm gonna tag Legend in too. Is that all right, Paul? For like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So we were asked to talk about Baltimore and give you guys an update. If you are going to Baltimore, we got an email that I'm supposed to kind of. I'm not real good at reading, so
You can't read?
no, I stutter.
He's just not good
We'll,
at
we'll work on it together. It'll be fine.
So I think if you have already purchased your tickets for Baltimore, then you're well aware of there is a marathon going on Saturday, so parking is going to be limited. If you want to get to the parking, I would suggest being there by 7 a.m. Even though the doors will not open on Saturday until 10 a.m.
There are a ton of hotel garages and garages around the Inner Harbor within walking distance, but prime parking does go quite quickly.
If you are looking for parking down there at the convention center, parking will be $50 for the day. And you will be allowed to park starting at 12:30 on Friday. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that, but it's going to be super, super crowded on Friday. They're looking for a record turnout this coming. They sold more. I believe they sold more tickets this year than they ever have. And Saturday there are going to be waves of it may be full. So just to give you guys a heads up on some of this. Also, if you want to, we are again at booth 2113.
2113, baby. 2113.
And we will, Drew, that's right beside like that food area, right? Like there's that food.
We are very close to one of there are a couple of places. There's a giant area that is set up with a bunch of food. And then there's along one wall, there is a concession stand, and along another wall, there's a concession stand. We are close to the Artist Alley concession stand.
All right. And if you are an exhibitor, if you have exhibitor passes, we have parking. There's a parking spot that they have reserved for the exhibitors right next door. So just let us know.
And if you are going to stop by, hit the concession stand first and bring us chicken fingers.
Yes.
And
I need to eat.
If you want to broadcast live from the booth, I know I talked to some people that had some issues in New York because they said the Wi-Fi was really bad and not connected. Fortunately for us, we are wired in. So if you guys want to go live, we will be hardwired in. So by all means, promote, have fun.
For the record, don't bring me unwrapped food. I will throw it in the trash can.
Oh, we do have a trash can.
If you bring Alec unwrapped food, I will consume it.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Mark or Drew will consume it.
We will find a way to dispose of this food.
We'll consume that food.
In the garbage can or elsewhere.
Or in their mouths.
If you bring me a dirty
or
hot
in each other's mouths.
I will pick the debris off of it and ingest.
Bear Island, I will eat unwrapped food, but not from a stranger.
How like where's the line? How strange does somebody have
how
to be?
familiar do you have to be?
I don't know. That's a.
Are you afraid you're going to get roofied?
Full disclosure, can I give
if I have the opportunity?
No, it's more about like I'm afraid someone's going to like lick the food and then give it to me.
So full disclosure, the true story happened in Baltimore. So we were on a family vacation, me, my wife, my kid.
In Baltimore?
Yeah, it was just like a weekend getaway.
That sounds like poor planning on your part.
It was because we wanted to go to she wanted to go to Edgar Allan Poe's house. So we were down there, and when we were down there, we were in what's the mall like right there at Inner Harbor?
The gallery.
Yeah, so we go in there. There's a pizza joint. Well, I think that they're just putting like free samples up on the thing. And I went up and I ate one, and it turned out to be some homeless guy that they feed. And he was like, "No, you can eat them." And I felt terrible because I was eating a homeless man's food.
Did you give him money so he can go to a better place and get food? And he's
No,
like, "Look
but
at that sucker eating my everyday pizza."
But like 20
No,
minutes
he's
later,
ate all his pizza.
I'm over here at the BK Lounge getting a Whopper.
yeah, John Sally not this year. Missed New York. Okay.
Can we talk about fast food for a minute?
I'm gonna tag Mr. Legend in and drop out and let Midwest come back because he's not gonna be around much longer.
Oh
No,
he's already.
That's so mean.
I mean, he's already been back from the dead a few times.
He's got to go to
one
bed.
more resurrection.
It's comics, though, Chad. It's comics.
Midwest,
He's not Uncle
man.
Ben.
What's going down, man? We got Midwest. The ball and chain is in the house in the chat tonight, Midwest.
Midwest
I've
is
been,
like a
I've been
phoenix.
live for 2-3 hours, so we don't know how much longer this is gonna last.
You never know, man. You never know. But when you're live, and when you're on, and you are on the call of the Baltimore Comic Con, man.
So as I've said, most of my questions, if I interview anyone at the con, are going to be French fry related.
Mm-hmm.
So
What kind of French fry arguments?
they're going to be French fry related questions.
Oh, French fry related.
French fry.
Yeah, I'm just
French
curious
fry related questions.
what everyone's favorite French fries are.
Waffle fries.
Hand cut,
Waffle
like
fries.
fried in peanut oil,
From a specific location.
like boardwalk style.
Idaho.
Wow, that.
I like Chick-fil-A's
So this is how well
waffle
it's going to go.
fries.
All right, I need to rethink my strategy.
Look! I'm a big fan of Thrasher's French Fries. They're a company that sets up in Ocean City, Maryland. It is a vacation spot for the people who are saddled with living in Maryland, and they have the greatest French fries in the history of the world.
Tell me about that Geppetto's pizza. Is it still in Maryland?
That's a quality. That's a quality answer.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I've been to that Geppetto's pizza.
I'm not so sure if I trust the greatest in Drew Manchu's world, because Drew Manchu also said that the current run of the X-Men is the greatest. Well, I will say
Have you read it?
is
Have you
quite
read it?
strong. It's quite strong. I'm
What's
admitting it is quite strong.
What's better?
The new Teen Titans from Marv Wolfman and George Perez.
Not even
How
close.
about
Sorry.
Tom King's run on
Tom
Mr.
King's run on
Miracle?
anything. Sorry, done.
Ooh,
How about Tom
King?
King's
No.
run on the Vision? How about Zack
Mm,
Snyder
Vision
and
was
Greg
pretty good.
Capullo's Batman?
Up and down. Take out Zero
Um,
Year, and it has an argument.
How about the of the X-Men?
What's that?
She said Stan Lee and
Nineteen
Jack
eighty-one.
Kirby's Fantastic Four, world's greatest comic magazine.
How
Enough
about
said.
Commandy, the last boy on Earth?
Commando.
Commandy.
Commando.
I'll tell you what.
Hey, what about the?
Commandy's way
what
better
about
than the X-Men.
what? I'll tell you one thing that's way
How
better.
about I Hate Fairyland from
Check out
the
those
True Greats,
sketches.
Scotty Young.
Check out
Yeah, now
JHood
those
sketches.
sketches. Now that's what it's all about. The Super Scroll in there, the homage to freaking Boris Karloff's
Yeah,
Frankenstein
his art's
classic.
gorgeous.
Well, damn, you took him off. Okay, here we go.
There's
Oh, the
Hellboy.
BPRD.
Dang, look at that. That's awesome,
Oh
man.
boy.
Nice.
That's very nice.
I'm not sure I'm in this good of practice anymore, but here you go, Legend.
Oh, now that looks really damn good. That looks really cool.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Damn. I love the 4, man. That is my
Hey.
favorite comic
That
of
thing
all
looks
time.
solid.
Legend,
Oh,
can I ask,
oh,
can I ask
oh,
you a question real quick?
There's your questions answered. There's that Wolverine. Everyone loves
I see
him.
Wolverine.
I don't know why they all love him.
You haven't read that new X-Men yet, but you know the only
there you go,
guy
Drew.
they've given you to the
Yeah,
outside
X-Men.
world, outside of the mutants so far, has been the Fantastic Four, my friend.
Well, they're going to use it while it's hot, and the FF is hot.
Nah, it's Hickman, man, and he doesn't love anybody more than he loves Franklin Richards. I'm gonna tell you this much right now.
I do
He's
like
the
him.
big crux of that
Hey,
story in the next couple
JHood,
of
was that Logan? Was he like a Jedi?
Oh, that's that Samurai Logan, ain't it?
It was Jedi Logan.
Nice.
He's got lightsabers for his
Zoom in
claws.
on him again.
He's got lightsabers for claws.
I mean, it's just
When did
pencil
you do
sketch.
that? Because they did that whole glowing flame claws thing this past year.
I did this
You get them on that.
years ago.
Yeah, man, get them on that. That intellectual property shit.
Get on that Rob Liefeld suit.
Yeah, get on that Rob Liefeld. Be like, yo,
Hey,
they took all my characters and they gave them actual feet, man. It's not
so
fair.
JHood, let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Do you do like? So there, I know this guy that wrote this really cool book
That's
about the future. You should talk to him and maybe do his work on a
Maybe do his book in the future.
maybe do a collab. Maybe we're setting up the next fucking Snyder Capullo right here. Well and Hood.
It
Well,
takes a long time
Oh,
to
you're
draw
talking about
comic.
me?
You guys aren't from Canada, are you?
no.
Okay, just checking. We already
Wait, I said
Done that
we have,
before,
we
didn't
have
we?
an artist right in front of me. Yeah.
Ooh.
Archer
Goonish.
be the K Arena.
Too bad you still need a writer.
Ooh, look at the goon. Working that pipe. That ain't the Jonah Hex
Dig
peach
that.
pipe.
That's pretty sweet, man.
Oh, here's
Ooh, look at that one.
Oh,
Freaking
You know,
cool.
you know who's a big Star Trek fan is Nerdy Podcast.
Downright
Oh,
nerdy.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they got a project coming up that they're working on with before the Picard show drops, so they're excited to get that out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
look at
there
that
she
Stargirl.
is. One of the best.
That's cool.
I think I drew this because I asked somebody for a Supergirl sketch and they didn't do it as well as I wanted, so I did my own.
Oh, yeah.
Bat Monkey.
John's
Nice.
Council is dropping lies in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and take that off the screen.
That's a cool series.
oh, that's cool, man. That's awesome.
Do you
I
have any
love that
bone?
Spirit movie. It's one of the most hilariously bad things ever.
Ugh.
Do you have any
There,
bone?
there are a few things I hate more than that Spirit movie.
See, you have to learn to embrace the ridiculousness.
What are the two things that you hate more than Spirit? Drew and what else?
I'll be your heel.
Yeah,
You went from baby to
I just love that super
bubbly.
Look at that.
One of the coolest villains. And you know that all those books are going up in price.
yeah.
John's Comics with Kids putting some Tom King stuff up in here as greatness, and yeah, that's sad. Sad to see such a great mind deteriorate so quickly.
Vision and Mr. Miracle, I would say, are great.
Vision was the best thing he's ever done. It's I don't think it's on par with the kind of storytelling Hickman's doing right now, but hey, that's just me.
You know, that Alan Moore Watchman, that Alan Moore would wipe his ass with that House of X shit y'all do.
Alan Moore would wipe his ass with the Watchmen. Alan Moore doesn't care for the Watchmen. He doesn't respect his own work. Alan Moore hates comics so much
Well, there was
until he needs money.
There's a comedian, I forget his name. He used to he did Monday Night Football for a minute, but then got thrown out. And he used to end his show with, "That's my opinion," and I'm sticking.
Yeah, whatever happened to that guy?
But I think in this case, that's my opinion, and
Hey,
everybody's
but Alan
entitled to
Moore
one.
Swamp
Everybody's
Man.
got one. They're like assholes, right? Hold on.
Yeah, everybody's got an opinion.
Son Comics and Collecting is asking JHood if you do commissions.
Sure. Yeah, just get in touch with me on IG.
There you go.
I can't guarantee that the quality will be quite up to this, but I'll do my best.
That's all.
Hey, Carson got him a haircut.
Yeah, I sure did.
Good, Carson.
Thanks. Gotta get
He lost
trimmed.
one of those matches where he had to shave his head.
Yep. I was like, man, I can't wait to fight Corbin in WrestleMania 2K20.
Chad, you
So I
want to
gotta
tag
get
back
some
in
more
right now so
hairstyle.
we can talk about tag team matches real quick?
Let me. Where's the mute gimmick? Oh, whatever.
I don't know what happened with that tag team match.
Oh, quitters be quitting.
He gets pissed, dude. He's turned into legend. He just hangs up.
No, he takes it so seriously.
I don't know, man. I don't even know what happened that night. I don't remember most of that night.
Let me. All right. So anyway, now that those two shows are gone, we can explain what happened in that match. So when you get tagged in, the guy should be, he has 5 seconds to get.
Oh, I love it. Give us
Oh,
A
Carson.
lot of people throwing headphones tonight.
No.
I
I
remember,
unmuted you, Carson.
I remember Kane was
Come
beating the
back.
mess out of Drew, but then Chad actually saved the day.
So mean,
I
Chad.
think Arcado.
That wasn't me. I didn't do that.
Who went through the top of the cage?
Oh, that dude, that wasn't the tag match. That was
Oh,
the
that was the Hell in the Cell match. Oh,
yeah.
shit. That was an awesome match, though.
That was Arcado Carson through. But
My plan during that match was to stay in the ring, but Drew kept wanting to go outside and climb the cage. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go out and I'll climb the cage. If I would have never climbed the cage, the two dudes that fell through the center of the cage would have both been double choke slam because I had two finishers. But
Yeah, we should have just waited in the cage. I just couldn't figure out how to get out of the damn cage, and I was frustrated, so I kept hitting every button until I figured that shit out. I was just
it's like elbow.
I wasn't gonna win that match. I was riding high on beating the crap out of y'all with Brock Lesnar until Seawood just got petty and quit.
Katie lets me out of cage from time to time.
A couple times a week.
Oh, that's that.
It's gone up. It's gone up now that we stream on Thursdays and Fridays here.
Back in the day, people were listening to ASMR. Those two people are locking each other in dog cages.
Excuse me?
Gone too soon. Damn.
Gone way too soon.
Joe Ryan wants to know if we beat him with chairs and a
Let's get back to
sledgehammer. No, it was a regular rules match, and Seawood got frustrated and got a sledgehammer, came in the ring, and got disqualified.
Oh, that was actually me that got the
Oh, that was you?
Yeah, damn! I just remembered that. I got in there and just.
I don't know. It was one of y'all. You were frustrated that Alec has a monocle. I'm
trying to become the Comic Core cyborg.
It's like you're like the Comic Core Monopoly man.
There you go. It's hard because backwards. Yeah, nailed it.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah, it was better than Hell in a Cell. Everything was better than Hell in a Cell. Man, everybody that's on here is not even talking. They're all mute.
Hi.
Playing this.
I'm bringing the entertainment separately from words.
I think it's rude to hurt people's ears.
I'm starting to die.
Hey.
Me too, dude.
Oh, there's a mask on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More entertainment value.
The good stuff.
Oh, man.
This thing is so uncomfortable though.
Okay, so it's 11:15. Oh, it's 11:17 now.
11:17.
Especially off the railsy.
We're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna start with Legend, and I'm gonna tag everybody in, and we'll see what happens. All right. So, Legend, what do you got to say? Great job tonight. I was happy to see you back on a Friday night. It was kind of the music,
like the old days.
Yeah.
Man, it was great to be back live on youtube.com/rdaddy95. Your home for comics, cooking, gaming, and the truth. And we always have a good time over there. But we had a kick-ass time over here on the Comic Core. Why, well, Comics, JHood Creative. So fun hanging out with you guys tonight. And, of course, all the other panelists. Y'all know where it's at. You know, we got Midwest Comic Man from the Golden Guys. We got Kat Wren and Mark BKR, the superstar from Thursday nights, Comic Core, Outside the Issues, and, of course, one of our hosts, Kat Wren, on Friday nights here at the Comic Core Off the Rails show. We got Chad, we got Carson, we got Drew Manchu, baby, and a lot of damn times are coming in the future. So make sure y'all say subscribe to the Comic Core, hit the bell icon, do the thumbs up, the thumbs down, do them all, because that's where it's at. This is the Great Legend saying peace out. God bless. Yeah.
Boom.
He does not wait. He does.
No, he completely left.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yep.
All right. Let's bring. I'm gonna tag out Carson. I'm gonna tag Midwest in, and then bring me back at the end. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So closing thoughts. Midwest Comic Man. Thank you for joining us tonight. How you doing? You doing all right? You made it through the whole show. Hopefully, all right.
I made it through the whole show. I'm starting to get back into swing of things. Hopefully,
Good.
I'm hoping to have some stuff on my channel coming up soon, and we'll see where we go.
Awesome, man. Well, I can't wait for
good to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you. That's for sure. Drew, how's it going over there?
Oh, it's going great here, man. I'm being bombarded by everybody who doesn't like the greatest story of all time, and all I have to say is Pox
It's a good
rocks.
story.
And if you disagree, you can go kick rocks and suck my what?
I think we need a little bit
Man,
of
too, baby.
call it that.
Hey man, no hyperbole over here. We're being real. We're being real. Best story ever.
All right. Thank you for that, Drew. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. What you got going on your channel?
Nothing until Baltimore, I think, because
You're not doing story time next week. I mean, not story time.
That's not on my channel.
Yeah. Well,
And book club's going to be on John's channel this week. We're doing Spider-Man 2, and I think our guest is going to be Los. I think. Did we confirm that, John? I'm just saying stuff at this point. We're going to have him as a guest, reading Spider-Man issue 2, because number 2s are the new number 1s. That's a poop joke and a comic joke.
dude's got the driest sense of humor, but it makes me laugh so hard. I love him.
I'll see you all next Friday.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I definitely look forward to seeing you next week. But next up, we got Karen Figures. What's going on over there?
Hi.
Looks like Mark got the internet fixed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, we made him climb up top, but he fixed it.
Mark can fix it.
Yes, he can. But yeah, so we're continuing October on Cinema Figures. I've got a couple of pretty great franchises that we're going to be diving on into the next few days.
You should grapple more on these cars. Honey.
October.
Like they're going to be great. There you go.
Anywho, also, Carson. We are going to be abducting Carson and giving him, his lovely new roommate next week. And the Mark music video.
Wait, we're having a music video?
We should shoot a music video at Baltimore.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
great.
Yep. We're gonna make Chad and Mark star in a music video together.
There's gonna be poles there, and Drew's gonna be humping them again. It's a whole thing.
They're gonna be playing love interests, and Drew Manchu is gonna be the other woman.
Drew was on the pole in C2E2.
I'm still waiting
He
for
was,
Drew to
actually.
announce.
You give me a few alcoholic beverages and a pole, and I'm dancing. I'm sorry. It's just the way it goes.
Drew's our host for the entertainment. He's still got a plan out Saturday night.
We're just gonna drink.
Where?
Oh, I don't know. Somewhere, the street.
Somewhere in
House?
Baltimore.
I don't know.
We are in Baltimore.
I got a lot of places we can go. You guys want to go get some nice beers? You want to get some good food? I don't know anything about that, but I can take you to get some shitty beer and some shitty food in the shitty city in which I was born.
And Comic Man Andy, if you guys are looking for him, he's going to be sleeping in the parking lot at the casino. For some reason, not a good idea, bro. Not a good idea. JHood, how about you, my friend?
Hey, I want to thanks again for having me on. I'll probably roll out a new video once a week, and eventually I'll start a live show. But again, it's a great thrill to be on. Thanks for the promotion, and it's been a good time. As always.
Man, thanks for bringing some talent and class to these proceedings.
I do what I can. Hey, and also have a great time, everybody, next week. I'm kind of jealous myself, but I know it's going to be a great experience for all of you.
Here's my prediction. When we come back, nobody's going to talk to anybody. It's going to be things that have, it's just the community's going to disappear. People are just going to be in shell shock.
John and I are going to be closer than ever.
Yeah, you guys are rooming. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sharing a single bed.
We're rooming with 12 other men and cat.
And cat.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's going to be like a strange live action. What is it? Snow White?
Stop.
Well, anyway, sum up JHood Creative. He's an awesome guy. Put his link in the chat. Me, I got nothing going on my channel. I'm probably going to participate and JHood's contest where I picked this book and 4 others. JHood, you want to plug that contest one more time before we sign off?
You bet. So subscribe to my channel. If you're a YouTube content creator, create a video showing your 5 favorite comic books. Floppies, not trades, not storylines. Also, leave me a comment so I know that you've made a video. I'll put everybody into a drawing. We'll also have a drawing for non-content creators that just want to leave comments in my video, my second video. Tell me your 5 favorite comics and a few words why, and I'll put you in a separate drawing there. But yeah, it should be fun. I want to see, what everybody comes up with. Sorry, what's that?
Can we double up and do both?
No.
Okay.
It's one of
Yeah.
Drew, you're disqualified.
I mean, I'm probably disqualified anyway.
You should shot yourself.
I'll find a way to make myself not eligible.
Anyway, Chad, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Hey guys, thanks for showing up tonight. Hope everybody has a great time this week. If we put anything up, we do. I know Thursday we'll be live from Baltimore. Friday we'll be live from Baltimore. Saturday we'll be live from Baltimore. Sunday we'll be live from Baltimore. Yeah.
Monday we'll be dead from Baltimore.
I don't know.
Hey, yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. I got to go watch Titans and El Camino, so I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Hit us up, and also make sure you watch Chuckload of Comics this week. He's live at Ace Comic Con in Chicago. With that being said, let me get a gimmick.
That be.